Hey guys, it's me Evelyn here on my Exclusive, and today I'm going to show you guys how I created this edit that you see in front of you. It is a simple blend cover art for one of my fan vids that I have on my channel. I call the fan vid Nuumb, and it's of Rose and Bam Bam. So I decided to, of course, make a nice cover for it as well. This cover is very easy and simple, so if you are a beginner in Photoshop, you can easily follow along. So with all my tutorials, unless stated otherwise, there is a resource pack, and with this resource pack you're going to get the Nuumb cover, the Nuumb cover PSD, Bam Bam photo, Rose photo, and a coloring PSD. Now you want to go into Photoshop and create a new document, so file new, and you want to make it 1280 by 720, resolution 72, color mode RGB, and background content is to whatever you desire, white background color or transparent. I go transparent and I click OK. Okay, so now that we have our blank canvas open, we want to go ahead and drag in our image for our background. I use Rose's image for the background, so I'm opening it in its entirety, drag it over and drop it, pull that back into this tab, and you want to make it so that you have a lot of the background image here. You want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we want to blur it to like a nice it looks like a nice gradient where you don't see Rose much at all. Like here you can see her skin tone, but other than that it's nothing. Now I want to go ahead and drag in Bam Bam's photo, and we want to drag in Rose and Bam Bam's photo onto the image. So I'm going to drag these out. Again, I'm going to drag Bam Bam in and Rose in, and then I'm just going to exit out of these. I right click on the images and I convert to smart object just in case I want to resize them, I don't lose its quality. And then I resize Rose's image to my liking, so Control T on the keyboard for transform, lock the chain link, and then just scroll down until you get a nice size. I'm going to do something like this. This probably won't be identical to my actual cover, but it's going to be similar. It's just a how to. Then I'm going to open up Bam Bam's image. I'm going to Control T as well, lock the chain link, and scale his down so that his is almost the same size as hers. So we're going to lower his opacity and then continue to scale down to make sure that their faces match more so than anything. And I'm going to make his a bit bigger, like something like that. And then we're just going to pull his over here like so. Pull Rose's image off over here a little bit more so we have room to blend. Now for Bam Bam's, I'm going to grab my magic wand tool, select here, go to refine edge, and then just kind of let the tool, use the tool to mask out his hair. You can feather it, smooth that out, contrast it, however you see fit. Click OK and add a layer mask by clicking this button down here. See how it took away his image and left the background? You want to go to image, adjustments, and invert to invert that, and it's going to fix it. Now we can resize him a little bit more to maybe match Rose. Lock the chain link again and drag him up. I actually think he matches, just like because the previews are different. I'm not sure really. I think she's smaller than him now. So we can go Control T and then lock chain link and maybe size her up a little bit. Drag her down a little bit, so like that. Move her out like that, and then we want to go ahead and just hold Control, click Bam Bam's mask, and then what I'm going to go do is go inwards. I'm going to grab my brush tool on the layer mask using black. I'm going to go to selection. I'm going to inverse my selection and then kind of erase where his hair is so that it can kind of look more natural. Control D to deselect. I'm going to grab my pencil and kind of fix this area up here by his face. So I'm going to go in using my pencil. I'm just going to go ahead and just select within the area within his skin and not on the background to kind of get rid of this dark line that we have going on right here. You can do it like how I did the hair, but I prefer to do this by hand. Make it look more neat and more crisp. something like that. I'm down and around, and the jacket, I don't really mind the jacket, so I'm just going to cut out a little bit of it here. Go back up and around, connect, right click, fill path with black, and then delete path, and then you can zoom out and you can see how it looks a little bit more realistic. Then I'm just going to grab my black brush and just do that here. I'm going to grab my brush tool, make it bigger. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to move both our images more center, so I'm click and move it like so. And then what I'm going to do is on Bam Bam's first, because he has layer mask ready, I'm going to slightly delete his edges like so. And then on Rosé's, I'm going to add a layer mask and do the same for hers. So I'm slightly delete that edge, and then this as well to try and make it mesh more. Then I'm going to move him back like so. Then what I like to do is I added a border, so I added a new layer. I select it all with my marquee tool. I go to edit, stroke, and I stroked it 10 pixels by a light blue color. So I click OK. And then I grab my text tool and I use the font Bebas at 48. And actually not at 48. This is what I use for her name and Bam Bam's name. So I'm gonna go Rosé and Bam Bam. No spaces. Control A to select all. We're gonna go here. We're gonna undo. Go to 0. Maybe even more. Maybe minus that. So maybe negative 80 or 40. Check OK. Then we're going to use the same font, make it bigger, color blue, and do the title name, Nuumb. And if you need help, you can always just drag over my Nuumb cover PSD of the cover and just check out what I did here, because right now I'm kind of stuck on the font. So I actually used the light blue color, and I have my font set to 215. So I'm going back into this one. I'm going to change my font point to 215. And I use the light blue color like the border. And I had it at negative 100. And I had it around right here, and I hold Control down or Control T to transform, and then you just want to shift it or tilt it like so, and then you can move it how you see fit. I'm going to leave it right about here. I'm going to move Rosé more into Bam Bam now, since we have them cut out a bit like so. Now we're going to add we're going to tilt the Rosé Bam Bam font, so Control T on that. You want to tilt it to where the lines of the font box matches up with the lines of the text like so. Actually, they're not fully lined up, so you want to kind of do something like that so they almost match like so. And then we can go ahead and just check our fonts here, and the font on this one is at 48 and at 40. So we're pretty much spot on with that one. So move it down, kind of center and have it touching this here. And then for the Nuumb, I used some blending options. Added a drop shadow, added the spread to 0, distance at 5, size to 0, added inner shadow, use globe light off, angle to 0, distance to 0, size to about 29, multiply to soft light, added an inner glow, source, center, and then spread out like so, and then opacity down to about 20. Then I added a gradient overlay, and you can kind of shift it however you want, but I'm going to leave it like this. Normal again to soft light, and then we're going to lower the opacity a little bit as well. And this is what our font looks like. I'm going to hold Alt, hover over the FX of the first font, and then click and drag the blending option down and apply it to the second one. then we can move this, both text layers, however we want them to lay. I'm going to have the Bam Bam Rose font come above this one here, and just have it spread out a little bit, like so. And then it's time to add our coloring. So we're going to go here, drag in our coloring PSD, and then this is our coloring, so I'm going to drag it out in itself. We're going to click one PSD folder, hold shift, click the last one so that all three are selected, click and drag over and drop in a negative space, and it should apply to our images, like, or it just didn't turn on. And this is how it should look. Now once we're done, we want to go ahead and Shift Control Alt E. So Shift Control Alt E on the keyboard to merge layers visible on a new layer, while keeping all the old layers underneath. And we're going to go to Filter, Sharpen, Smart Sharpen, and we're going to Smart Sharpen about 500 by 3 pixels. I'm going to click OK, and then kind of lower the opacity, and then do it again, Shift Control Alt E, and then go to Filter, Sharpen, Sharpen, and then you can lower that just a little bit as well, and you're done. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do recreate it, can you please link me to your recreations, because I'd love to see those. Turn on post notifications if you guys don't have already, so you guys can be notified when I upload a new video, because it can be centuries until I re-upload another one. So once again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to have more for you soon. Bye guys.